Hey guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today is day 2 of the 3-day Tarot and Oracle Challenge called #equinoxanimalmedicine, put on by Cosmic Creeper and the Itty Bitty Celtic Witch. And it was something that they created for Instagram, but they also said people could post here on YouTube. And I thought that doing little mini YouTube videos might be fun, especially because my schedule is a little jam-packed, and so I thought some quick videos might be a really great thing to do for talking about the equinox. So here in the northern hemisphere, we're in the autumn equinox, just had it the other day, and in the southern hemisphere, you guys are all in spring right now. So I decided to look into the animal that I pulled yesterday, which was swan, which I've never really worked with swan energy before, so it's interesting that swan came in to work with me as medicine for this change in season. So today is all about looking into our guidebooks and whatever other information that we have about the animal that came to us yesterday, so that we can try to gain their message or what their medicine is through that information. So the first bit of information I went to was my Ultimate Encyclopedia of Mythology, which I got a long time ago as a birthday gift from my dad back when I was in college. And right away, the myth that I was thinking about was the one where Zeus turned himself into a swan in order to seduce Leda. And so they have a picture of that here. Well, it's a painting representation of that particular myth. It goes into a little bit about her children and kind of like Leda's background and everything, but it says Leda was loved by Zeus in the shape of a swan. From their union, Leda produced 2 eggs, one containing the twins Castor and Polydeuces. As young men, the twins are often depicted with egg-shaped helmets, recalling their unusual parentage. And the particular picture that you saw was Leda after Leonardo da Vinci on canvas. So very awesome. So that is the first bit of information that I have. And so, you know, obviously seeing swan as something that is like non-threatening and beautiful, and you know, Leda was so seduced by Zeus in that form. Then I decided to go through my decks and take a look at what the guidebooks had to say. So I looked at the Higher Intuitions Oracle, and they do have a swan, which is here. Sorry, there is a lot of glare. And it says that the keywords are partnership, beauty, grace, elegance. A dream is a wish for your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartaches. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dreams that you wish will come true. Cinderella. The swan is often associated with the transition from ugly duckling into a beautiful swan. And in this message, Swan wants you to know that you have been beautiful since the moment of your conception. Your spirit is something that people find beautiful, and Swan wants to remind you that you are loved very much. Swans tell you to look deeper within and around yourself and see the beauty all around you. It can just be the simple things, like a flower blooming on the side of the road, to a smile from a stranger. Beautiful surrounds you. And then it goes into, you know, other possible meanings. But that is one interpretation, or another interpretation of swan. I also decided to look into my bird messages oracle. And again, they also have swan. They have the white swan and black swan. And it says down here, it says a tranquil spirit comes with accepting inner dichotomy. Swan, graceful, thoughtful, and affectionate, will not hesitate to break the arm of one who threatens her. I think I said this yesterday about they can be very feisty. In Australasia, she clothes herself in feathers of glittering jet, while in more northerly climes she chooses snowy white. But the spirit of swan remains eternal and inviolable, for holding these opposites within is what makes her whole. If swan's mighty wings have brought her to your cards, it is to reassure you that to be dichotomous is the human condition. As feminine yin must contain within itself masculine yang, so masculine yang must contain within itself feminine yin. She counsels that nothing in life is simply black or simply white. There is no need to resolve dichotomies within your being, and there's no need to fight what is your own essential nature. Accept them and be at peace. So again, that's also a very interesting interpretation, and I like going through our decks and going through our guidebooks, because they're not all going to say the same thing, especially when it comes to animals. And I have a lot of animal decks, but there was a good portion of them that had swan in there, because swan's a very common animal. But I like just, reading about, all these different interpretations, because then that just adds to the messages that are for me, apparently, at this time. So I pulled from the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. And this is the swan card here. And it says, Grace, you who glide across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. So inside the guidebook here, swan is a creature of such grace, it is regarded as one of the most beautiful in the animal kingdom. But swan's story does not start that way. They are the ultimate symbol for change, as they morph from clumsy cygnet to majestic swan. Swans remind us that we too can transform from awkward youth to mature beauty and grace. When swan glides across the still waters of your dreams, it is bringing you gifts of harmony, intuition, faith, and wisdom. Swans connect us to the realm of angels. And it talks about maybe some different mythos on that. So again, very interesting. Then we looked into the Spirit of the Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And there's our beautiful swan there. And it says, time for a deep dive. With their graceful long necks, swans are able to reach into the depths. When Swan Spirit arrives, you are called to take a deep dive beyond what is easily available on the surface. You may think you know what is best for you now, but take the deep plunge into the depths of your awareness, for there is knowledge you are not aware of and great treasures to discover. Deeper understanding awaits you, and a perspective that comes from a greater self-knowledge is what you need right now to better understand a situation or relationship. As you come to know yourself more intimately, so too will you come to better know others. So Swan Spirit asks you to go beyond the surface of what is happening between you and others and resist the temptation to judge by superficial appearances. Know there is much more potential for loving connections, forgiveness, and mutual understanding. Choose to deep dive into your why, asking the deeper questions of yourself. You are led by the grace of Swan Spirit. I love that one. Of course, there's more about like protection message and things like that, but I'm just trying to get like the gist of each of these guidebooks so I can kind of put together the meaning for myself. And then in my Animal Allies Oracle, kind of has this little piece of paper with the meanings on it, but this is swan, and actually I love the colors and the art in that deck. Seeing your own inner beauty, emotional sensitivity, grace, self-empowerment, self-assuredness, a new healing and transformation is beginning in your life. Accept it. Go with the flow. Trust that the universe has a plan for you. Call on Swan to help you awaken to your own inner beauty, power, and to access your full potential, the possibility that exists for you. The way things are now are not how they will be forever. And I love that message very much. Okay, then we go into my Animal Kin Oracle. And there is, ooh, there we go. There is Swan's card for you. And it says harmony. Harmony is found when we are mirrored with the things we love about ourselves. I love that one. Swans form monogamous bonds with a mate who they usually stay with for life, showing us the benefit of healing our relationships in order to make them harmoniously long-lasting. During courtship, they can be seen in the iconic head-to-head posture as well as bill dipping. They also fiercely protect their eggs and babies, reminding us to keep our loved ones sacred and safe. Swans are symbols of pure love, grace, and harmony. They show us that others can mirror to us exactly what it is we wish to show ourselves in both light and dark. And it goes on to talk about how they hold themselves with poise and elegance, and talking about the different species and what that may mean, you know, the different color of swan. So again, and some of that kind of repeats what other guidebooks have said. And then I have the Wild Unknown Tarot, and it's in the suit of cups that we have the like little baby swan. So we have the Daughter of Cups going into the Son of Cups, and our Mother of Cups and our Father of Cups. So that white swan and then the black swan. So I like how it's like a progression, you know, within the Wild Unknown. So in here, it doesn't talk specifically about swan, but it does talk about, you know, the meanings in the cups. So the Daughter of Cups is a romantic, artistic, easily inspired by her surroundings, a true dreamer by nature, struggles to stay grounded or to deal with any harsh realities that come her way. And then you go into the Son of Cups. He's usually a musician or visual artist of some kind, finds success within his field. His natural tendency to look inward adds to his charm and mystique. Others may find him secretive and even peaceful, while deep inside he carries a dark kernel of intensity. Then you get to the Mother, which is insightful, psychic. The Mother of Cups rivals the High Priestess with her natural psychic abilities. She's a gentle, tranquil woman whose insight brings healing to those around her, thrives when amidst her family the arts and music or beauty of any kind. And the Father of Cups, the diplomatic, open-minded. The Father of Cups has a truly unique and dynamic personality. He's the most feminine of all the fathers within the tarot and usually a patron of the arts. He's a dignified man who supports his family and community. The only thing holding this man back are his deeply rooted insecurities. They are vast and affect his personality in many unpredictable ways. And I like that the message through that kept talking about the arts, and that's you know, something that I'm involved in. You know, you guys been watching my channel for a while. You know that one of my side jobs, I'm a professional opera singer. You know, so I'm deeply involved in the arts. I love music. Like music is how I receive a lot of my intuitive messages when I'm doing tarot readings or mediumship readings. I often hear music when I'm doing that, so that's very interesting too. So yesterday I pulled from the medicine cards and showed you the Swan card, which is this right here. This has a lot to say, so I'm just going to maybe talk about the first part. Let's see. Little Swan flew through the dream time, looking for the future. She rested for a moment in the coolness of the pond, looking for a way to find the entry point to the future. This was a moment of confusion for Swan, as she knew that she had happened into the dream time by accident. This was her first flight alone, and she was a bit concerned by the dreamtime landscape. As Swan looked high above Sacred Mountain, she saw the biggest swirling black hole she had ever seen. Dragonfly came flying by, and Swan stopped to ask him about the black hole. Dragonfly said, "Swan, this is the doorway to the other planes of imagination. I have been guardian of the illusion for many, many moons. If you want to enter there, you would have to ask permission and earn the right." Swan was not sure that she wanted to enter the black hole. She asked Dragonfly what was necessary for her to earn entry. Dragonfly replied, "You must be willing to accept whatever the future holds as it is presented, without trying to change Great Spirit's plan." Ooh, that's hitting home. Swan looked at her ugly little duckling body and then answered, "I will be happy to abide by Great Spirit's plan. I won't fight the currents of the black hole. I will surrender to the flow of the spiral and trust what I am shown." Dragonfly was very happy with Swan's answer and began to spin the magic to break the pond's illusion. Suddenly, Swan was engulfed by a whirlpool in the center of the pond. Swan reappeared many days later, but now she was graceful and white and long-necked. Dragonfly was stunned. "Swan, what happened to you?" he exclaimed. Swan smiled and said, "Dragonfly, I learned to surrender my body to the power of Great Spirit and was taken to where the future lives. I saw many wonders high on Sacred Mountain, and because of my faith and my acceptance, I have been changed. I have learned to accept the state of grace." Dragonfly was very happy for Swan. Swan told Dragonfly many of the wonders beyond the illusion. Through her healing and her acceptance of the state of grace, she was given the right to enter the dream time. So it was that we learned to surrender to the grace of rhythm of the universe and slip from our physical bodies into the dream time. Swan medicine teaches us to be at one with all planes of consciousness and trust in Great Spirit's protection. So that is a beautiful little story, and it, you know, hit home right there. So the very last bit of information I have to share with you guys comes from one of the other animal speak books, or this one. There's another, I think it's called Animal Medicine, and this one's Animal Speak. But Ted Andrews has quite a few books, but this is his Animal Speak book, The Spiritual and Magical Powers of Creatures Great and Small. And again, he has quite a bit of information on swan as well. So let's see. So it talks about how, you know, the different types of swans there are, and their different stages of life, and how that can be transmitted into a message. The keynote here says awakening the true beauty and power of the self. Ooh. I didn't know they were a cold-loving bird. It says they do not like the heat and can stand the cold very well as long as there is food. Those with this totem will find it easier to stand colder climates than warmer. That's not me. Because of this, the swan also has ties to the direction of north, and its symbolism should be examined as well. The kind of swan and its characteristics will have significance unique to themselves and to you. The largest of all swans is the trumpeter. It is named for its loud, far-carrying call. The whistling swan is our most common. The sound it makes is actually more of a whoop than a whistle. The mute swan, best known in America, is named for the belief that it loses its voice as it reaches maturity. It is not truly voiceless, but it does epitomize the idea of strength through silence. Swans are powerful birds. They can break a man's arms with the beat of their wings. I didn't know that. And they have strong bites as well. They are also devoted parents, and they mate for life, and some live as long as 80 years. They reflect the power and longevity that is possible as we awaken to the beauty and power within ourselves. And then the very last part says, from Greece comes the mystery of the swan song. This belief taught that the swan song, or sang, great alliteration, its most beautiful song just before it died. The swan song has come to be synonymous with poetic fancy. The swan can teach the mysteries of song and poetry, for these touch the child and the beauty within. All right, so a lot of beautiful messages for me to digest, you know, but I do think it's all about, you know, transition, awakening, but also seeing the beauty within myself, and, you know, all my different talents, and maybe also accessing what I do through the arts to help me in other areas of my life. But there's definitely a lot of information there and a lot to digest, and yeah, so I will leave that for you guys. I'm gonna do a little bit more, you know, digging and kind of sitting with it in meditation, but I definitely, you know, encourage you guys to jump in on this tag. So hashtag equinoxanimalmedicine, and again, this is by the Itty Bitty Celtic Witch and Cosmic Creeper, my homegirl. And yeah, so that was a lot of fun, and if you guys dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com, and there's a little link there on my website so that you can order my Wally's World Oracle, which funded on Kickstarter this past summer. And yeah, it's free shipping to the US, so go ahead and jump on that. And if you want to send a little love my way, go ahead and join that KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot. All right, so I will catch you guys tomorrow for the third and final day of this challenge. And yeah, so peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.